Why is contributing to an index universal life insurance policy better than just investing in the S&P 500? I'm going to show you. An IUL is an index universal life insurance policy. Indexed means tied to the market or mimicking a market index like the S&P 500. Index means that it has a 0% floor, and then sometimes there is a cap, other times there is no cap. For this example, we are going to look at a S&P 500 market index with a 9.5% cap, and we're going to compare that to the actual historical changes of the S&P 500 starting in year 2007. In 2007, the S&P 500 earned 3.5% that year. The IUL would have been credited 3.5%. In 2008, the S&P 500 returned negative 38.5%. The IUL would have been credited 0%. This is an example of why we say that 0 is your hero, because instead of having to lose any of the gains that you have been given, you have a 0% floor, you just stay the same as last year, and you don't have to ride out the ups and downs of the market. The next year, in 2009, the S&P 500 returned 23.5%, while your IUL would have been credited 9.5%. Now you might be thinking, well, 23.5% is much higher than only 9.5%, but remember, the market crashed last year. And unfortunately, for these people to get all of their money back, the S&P 500 would have needed to return 45%, and it only returned 23.5%. Over here, you gained 9.5% on top of your locked-in gains from the year before. The next year, the S&P 500 returned 12.8%. The IUL would have earned 9.5% again. If we do the math here, this is still only 36.3%. So they have not earned all of their money back since the crash. The IUL has gained 19%. It still takes a few more years for the S&P 500 to gain back everything it lost. If you're interested in setting up an IUL for yourself, the link is in my bio.